Hello and assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Dishes. Today I will be showing you guys how I make my delicious creamy cake. I start off by grabbing 4 large eggs and adding it into my blender to mix. Blessings be upon Nabi, peace be upon the messenger. Then I grab around 1 cup of sugar. Here you can add more or less to your liking. And I let that blend for a little bit until it becomes foamy and slightly lighter in color. And then I slowly add in my flour. I then also estimate this amount. While you slowly add it in, you want the texture to become a little bit thicker. And then 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And here I'm adding some vanilla extract. This is the kind I use. You're more than welcome to use any kind you like. I just fill the cap and I add that. And then I'm also slowly adding in just a little bit of milk because the consistency got slightly too thick. Here I am oiling my pan that I'm going to use. Once everything is mixed together, I then scrape the sides and then mix it in with the rest because sometimes the mixer doesn't get that in. You want to make sure the consistency is properly and thoroughly mixed, and then I just add that into my pan. I'm gonna then put this in my oven for 350 for around 20 minutes. This will vary based on how strong your oven is, so I would highly recommend just checking in on it every 5 to 10 minutes and checking to see if it's ready by putting your fork in and seeing if it has any flour on it. Then I'm adding some mascarpone cheese. This is going to be the topping of the cake. And then just like how I did with the cake, I'm adding in milk to play with the consistency based on how thick it is. Again, I want this creamy. And then this is more of a Biscoff flavor topping. You can make it whatever you like, honestly, but I'm adding just a good amount of Biscoff to help with also the consistency as well because I want it thick, but as well as the flavor. And the prophets who were sent, all of them were on it. Adam, Idris, in a separate bowl, I'm adding 2 cups of milk, 1 can of evaporated milk, and 1 can of condensed milk. And I'm just going to mix them all together. That was just a few tablespoons of the Biscoff melted in the microwave. And now that the cake is ready, I'm poking holes in it so that the liquid can seep through. And I'm adding the condensed milk mixture on top of that. And the prophets who were sent, all of them were on it. Afterwards, I add in the Biscoff on top. Adam, Idris, Nuh, Saleh, Ibrahim, Lut, Ismail, Ishaq, Yaqub, Yusuf, Ayyub, Shu'aib, Musa, Harun. And I top it off with the mascarpone cheese mixture as well. Yunus, Zakaria, Yahya, Isa, والآخر الختم الأنبياء محمد المصطفى. I then crushed up some cookie flakes and put that on top as well, just to top it off. You don't have to, or you could use a different flavor like coconut.
Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Job, Jethro, Moses, Aaron, Ezekiel, David.
And there you have it.
Elijah,
I would recommend refrigerating overnight if possible, but it's also ready to serve.
John.
Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.
Peace be upon them all.
الصلاة على النبي والسلام على الرسول